Hey guys, it's Kristen with Christians Do Yoga, and today I want to show you how to do an effective seated twist. So a lot of times we find these in our warm-ups or even in our cool downs at the end of our classes or beginning. And there's a couple of things that you need to know when you're taking this posture, and I want to share those with you. So when you're ready, go ahead and meet me on your mat in a seated posture. All right, so in your seated position, there's a couple of things I want you to think about before we start twisting. So go ahead and bring your attention to your hip bones and think about really rooting them into your mat. So when you root into your mat, you're going to start to feel your spine grow a little bit. A couple of things I like to do here is to take the flesh and kind of just roll it away from my hip bones so that my hip bones are really, really connected to my mat. And then I want you to think about just getting really, really tall in your spine. In twist, a lot of times we think that it's all about the twist, like how far we can kind of crank our body into these twists and, get all of these benefits. There's some wonderful benefits from twisting our bodies, but it's not as effective if we're not honoring our spine. And so I want to talk about that a little bit today. So getting really rooted into your mat through your hips, your spine starts to grow taller. Go ahead and relax the chest, relax the shoulders. And just bring the hands gently to your knees, drawing the ears over the shoulders. So you feel this really nice, kind of just a strong posture of just you're alert and your mind starts to kind of become a little more clear as you're really thinking about engaging all of these places. So take another breath here before we twist. And then I'm going to talk to you about what our twist will look like as we're actually in the twist. Good. So go ahead and take your left hand, place it on the right knee, and keep the spine tall. So notice, as soon as you start to twist, sometimes your spine starts to kind of round and lean back towards the back of your mat. So this might be your edge today, because what I don't want you to do is to find this twist and have to lean back because of some residual tightness or maybe some places that just aren't ready to twist yet. So if you twisting over to the right causes you to kind of lean back, I want you to come a little more back to center and honor that because we're talking about the spine today. So as you inhale, and this is where you're going to start to find more of that openness in your practice. As you inhale, think about getting taller. So your neck, your spine, it's all kind of pulling apart here, and you're really straight back. And as you exhale through the belly, so keep the shoulders and the neck out of it. Start to find just a tiny bit more rotation, just a little. So let's do that again 2 more times. Inhale, get really tall in the spine. And exhale, as you're exhaling, just find a little more space to move into that twist. So that right hand can be over next to your right hip, or it can be behind you. Sometimes having it behind you kind of helps keep your chest and your spine in alignment and forward. So let's do it one more time, friends. Go ahead and lift towards the ceiling with the crown of your head. And exhale, find just a little more rotation, only going to your edge. Good. Go ahead and come back to center. Bring both of those hands over to the left side. You can let that right hip kind of lift here. This is just a little counter twist. It feels really good after coming out of a deep twist. So we're going to go to the other side. Something I want you to do before we do is just switch your feet. This kind of feels a little bit weird sometimes, but it's kind of good for our hips because we are sitting in this position for a little bit. So all right, let's go ahead and find our alignment. Shoulders stacked over the hips, tall spine. Big breath in here. And as you exhale, let the right hand come to the left knee this time. So again, this might be your edge, and that's perfect. That's totally fine. If this is where you're at before you start to feel kind of that integrity is not quite there in the spine, then stay here. If you can, go ahead and inhale, get taller. We can all get taller, even if we're not into the twist. And as you exhale, just start to feel everything between the ribs and the hips just start to rotate. So really you should be able to look forward and still take this twist because we're not twisting with the neck. So let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, get tall. Exhale. Just a little more rotation as you move into that space. You're releasing the breath. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Rotate and relax that left shoulder. Beautiful. Bring those fingertips over to the right side of your mat as you lift that left hip bone off your mat. And then go ahead and come back to center. We're going to do one more thing just to bring some alignment to the spine. Let's take 3 seated cat-cow. So go ahead and inhale. Press the chest forward. Let the belly kind of puff out here. And then go ahead and bring everything in as you round the back. Tuck the chin. Inhale. Reach forward. And exhale. One more. Good. So just bringing some alignment to the spine. So I'm going to show you one more really quick twist. We'll just go over it really quickly using all of those same cues that we just used. Sometimes you'll find yourself in a class, usually towards the end of class, once your legs are nice and warmed up, adding the legs into it. So that left leg, that bottom leg might be extended or it might stay in. So we'll practice it with the leg in, because this is where I find the most misalignment in some of my students. And so bring that left foot in towards your hips so that your left knee is pointing forward. And that right foot's gonna come over to the outside of that left thigh. So this is not available for everybody without having to lift the hip. That right hip might have to kind of follow it. So this is acceptable. The right foot can absolutely be in front of the shin because you're still getting nice and tall. And as we twist over to the right, you can hold on to that right knee. And same thing, friends, the spine is tall, so it doesn't matter where the leg is. The leg just adds more stretch to the leg. So if you're working on the hips or whatever it is that day, I want you to think about both hip bones into your mat. Spine is tall. Taking a big breath in, reach your crown of your head towards the ceiling. Exhale, rotate. So to take this a little deeper, you can take that left elbow on the outside of the right knee, but has it compromised the integrity of your spine? So are you kind of leaning back to make this work? One more breath. Good. Bring both fingertips over to the left side of your mat just to kind of stretch that out. And we're just going to switch sides. So bringing that right leg in, left foot forward. Go ahead and move the flesh away from those hip bones if that's necessary for you. Bring that left foot into wherever is available to you. So it's about the twist, not about the leg stretch in this particular posture. Maybe you bring that left foot over to the right thigh and you get really tall. And when you're ready, you can hook that left knee or the opposite knee with the opposite arm. And then you start to get really tall in the spine. Fingertips can just be gently right here to your left as you get tall. And exhale. Find that rotation through the belly. It's a little bit different now that you have everything happening on the bottom half of your body. So you kind of have to move the ribs, move the belly towards the left side of your mat. Nice. So when you're ready, go ahead and just take those fingertips over to the right. Let the left hip come up for that juicy little counter twist here. So that's it. So spend some time practicing your twists. Twists are amazing for cleansing and detoxifying, purifying those organs, those internal organs. Great for digestion. So practice twist, especially in the mornings. You want to take some gentle twist in the spine just to wake everything up and keep things flowing. So I hope that that's helpful for you. If it was, go ahead and click the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. And listen, I have created a guide that's just for you. It's totally free to help you with some of these fundamental and basic postures. So if you'll head over to posturebreakdown.com or click the link below, you can grab yours today.